for tomorrow for the 4th of July celebrations. This is number 78, the first in the Ford class of carriers, a totally different class. And as you look at this carrier, compare it to the Nimitz class, you can see big differences. Number one, they're longer, 1,106 feet long. They're wider, 258 feet wide. It only has 3 deck elevators. The one on the stern back here has been eliminated, and a permanent helicopter landing area established there. The island house has been moved further towards the stern of the vessel, giving it more space for flight operations off the front of the ship. Has 4 catapults. However, they're electromagnetic rather than steam operated. It's powered by 2 nuclear reactors, although they're Bechtel A1B reactors providing 300 megawatts of power each. In other words, it has 3 times the electrical power of the Nimitz class ship. So this is the first in the class, Ford class of ship, and it was just commissioned last July the 22nd, so it hadn't even been commissioned a year yet. Still undergoing some of its testing and trials, and will set to be deployed on its first full deployment sometime in 2019 or 2020. That's the first in the class. Now the electromagnetic aircraft launching system rather than steam. The steam one was like a big steam piston that would just shoot the aircraft off like a big slingshot. They would release that piston and just shoot them off. The electromagnetic does the same thing, but they can increase or decrease the power electrically all the way along the rail. So for smaller aircraft, they can turn the power down, less impact on the aircraft. The larger ones, they turn it up, and that causes less maintenance. These ships can cruise with up to 700 less sailors than on the standard Nimitz class carriers. The next ship, number 107, is another Arleigh destroyer, the USS Gravely. Behind that, older underway replenishment ship, same function as the 2 we saw previously, although this is a Henry J. Kaiser class, and that would be the USNS Josiah Humphreys. The next ship coming up, number 24, this is a little different shaped ship. And this is one of our newest amphibious assault ships. The purpose of these ships are to take Marines and soldiers to an area of conflict and then transport them onto shore so they can conduct their operation. As such, the ships like this and the larger number 3, the USS Kearsarge, a WASP class amphibious assault ship. You can see the differences. The smaller number 24, the USS Arlington, has a lot of stealth design built into it. The flat spaces, all of that is to reduce the radar signal that these ships send to the enemy radar. But again, their purpose is to transport troops. The 24, the San Antonio class, can carry about 900, whereas the larger number 3, WASP class, can carry about 1,900 troops. It looks like, the larger one looks like an aircraft carrier, but it can only accommodate the V-stall aircraft, very short takeoff and landing. Both ships have a stern docking well where landing craft for our Marines and soldiers can drop right into the stern of that ship. They flood the back third with about 6 feet of water, and boats the size of our ship can go right in there. Okay, the next 3 vessels are more Arleigh destroyers. Number 94 is the USS Nitz. The one with the stern facing us, USS Stout, and then further back in, number 67. How many of you remember our ship that was attacked in Yemen in the year 2000? The USS Cole. A small boat loaded with explosive in the port of Yemen drove right up to the side of that ship, blew a 40-foot hole in the side of it, killed 17 of our sailors. It was then lifted onto a heavy lift ship entirely out of the water, returned to Mississippi, repaired, put back into service, home ported here, and right there, number 67, is the USS Cole, our ship that was attacked in 2000. Now, best as I can figure, the USS Cole has been on at least 4, maybe 5 full 6 to 9 month deployments since that time. It happens to be in port now. We'll see it here, then it'll go out for a couple of days, and then they'll move it somewhere else and it'll come back. But it is in port currently, and that's a great opportunity to get a picture of our ship attacked in Yemen. Number 67, the USS Cole. Now the purpose of these Arleigh destroyers, they are the fastest warship in the world. purpose is anti-aircraft, anti-submarine